Welcome back to Call Dibs, everyone. Back with some new kind of content. Today we're gonna do story time because I've got some stories for sure. Which I kind of waited to do this story time for a while until I had a little bit bigger of an audience, but I just also kept putting it off because it's something that's gonna take some time to do. But today I'm gonna be talking about the time I met BTS low-key. Had a crazy kind of experience that not a lot of people have had, so I figured I might as well share that with the world. So that is what we're doing today. I had to write some stuff down because it has been almost 2 years now since this happened, so I had to just think through it all and just write stuff down so I don't leave out any important details, just to help refresh. So this situation happened in May of 2019. So again, yeah, almost 2 years ago from today. Around that time I was also interning because I'm from Ohio and I live in Ohio. I was living in Ohio at that time. So yeah, I was interning here around this time that this happened, and I was still in school. So basically I'm a member of, well, I think my membership might have ended, but during this time I was a member of this organization that the Recording Academy / the Grammys has, called GRAMMY U, and it's basically this network of a bunch of college kids who are going into the music industry, and it really helps you network together and with professionals who are working in the industry, and they have different events that they put together to help you learn and interact with more individuals in the industry. I had gotten an email one day and I was just like, okay, because they'd send out emails all the time, and it was like, special sound checks with BTS, blah blah blah, free RSVP for this event. It seemed like so fake at first, but I was like, what? And so I was like, because my roommate / classmate at the time also was part of this, so I texted her and I was like, did you see this? Like, did you get this? She was like, yeah. And we were like, oh my god. So there was a time where we had to RSVP for it. We were like, all right, well, we're gonna try and make this drive. It was in Chicago, so we were like, all right, this special event or whatever that BTS is having with the Grammys, we're gonna go to this thing, and you know, we're gonna make sure we get in, we're gonna make sure we RSVP. It was first come first serve. All right, we need to make sure we're online when this thing goes live for RSVPs. We're gonna get in first. Yeah, I remember it was on a Sunday, and then I think it might have been like the following week that it happened. So everything happened in such a short span of time. It was a lot to take in at once. Event basically was like, you'd go see their sound check. It was at Soldier Field during that time when they were touring here in the US, and you'd be able to do a, whoop, that's about to go up. You were able to participate in a Q&A with BTS. So that's kind of what we knew kind of what we were getting ourselves into there. Yeah, we planned it out, we RSVP'd, we waited and waited and waited. We were worried we weren't both gonna get in, but we did, and so we were like, oh my god, thank god. Oh my god. And we were just like freaking out. We were like, oh my god, like we gotta drive to Chicago. It's like 6.5 hours away from where we're at, and it was on a Sunday, and I had my internship on Monday, and it was just like trying to plan that out, and it was a lot. So that Sunday comes when all this is taking place. It happened later in the day, so we drove to Chicago. We left early in the morning. We drove there, parked, and so we had to get to Soldier Field, and we were like, all right, we need to figure out how we're gonna get there. So we got an Uber who took us to Soldier Field. It was such a mess because like we low-key had no idea where we were meeting all these people up for, these GRAMMY U members. So we were just like, all right, well, maybe it's here, maybe it's here. So like we were just like, we were on a time crunch. Like the thing was to get into this event, you had to be there at a specific time. You had to be in line. You basically just had to be there on time, or else you weren't gonna be let in. So we were rushing. We were like, oh my god, this Uber needs to go faster. We need to figure out which gate we have to go into. It's freezing outside. We don't know where we're at. We're in Chicago. It's like, we don't live here, so it's like trying to figure all that out. So we get dropped off, and we're like, they're the girl who was like organizing all of this. We text her and we're like, yo, where the heck are we supposed to be? So we figured it out. We ran all the way around freaking Soldier Field one way, and we realized we had to go all the way the other way, so we had to go back. And it was so cold. Oh my god, dude. It was so cold. Yeah, we're trying to figure out where all these GRAMMY U peeps are at, but we did eventually find everyone, so it was okay. We get there, you know, we had to get special wristbands. We had to sign a waiver basically saying you can't have your phones out, you can't take any pictures, no videos, no nothing. If you take your phone out and do any of that, you're gonna be kicked out of the organization and you're gonna be escorted out. So after we signed all that, we were waiting for such a long time. And we were like, oh my god, when are we gonna go inside? Because it was so cold out. Also, I do have some videos I took from that day, and I'll throw that in, but it's not gonna be of like the actual event. It'll be of, you know, whatever, before and or after. After waiting for so long, they finally escorted us inside, and it was like, oh my god, like we were freaking out. It was just like, oh my god, I can't believe it's happening. Like, oh my god, we're gonna be so close. So they escorted us. It was like actual like people from Big Hit who were there, who were like escorting us around, and then also security with the venue with Soldier Field. And so they escorted us down to like a lower section because they were about to do their sound check. We sat down. Again, security was all over us this whole time, watching us, making sure like we didn't have our phones out or anything. But yeah, the security were literally watching us like a mother freaking hawk. Like, it was no joke. So we watched them perform their sound check. They had, you know, they performed a few songs, and at that time they were also letting, you know, fans who paid to be at the sound check, in the sound check, they let them in, and so they got to be like up around the stage. We were just like in one of the side sections, like I don't know if it was like a club seat or like loge seating, I'm not sure. So we watched that. It was so cold. I felt so bad because it was just like rainy and cold, and it had to just suck to be performing there for them. So after that was over, they escorted us back inside of the stadium towards, I'm not even sure like really where we were. It was like, I think it was kind of like, I looked it up, but it was, I don't know if it's like an event space they have in the stadium, but it was like, there's like a bar, and it was super nice, and like, I don't know, it felt like a club. I don't want to say like a club, but it had like it had an atmosphere about it. So we walked back, and yeah, they had 50 chairs set up. There was like a little aisle down the center. So yeah, it was like rows and then an aisle and then the stage with the backdrop. We got in, we sat down at our seats. We were really close. We weren't in the front row, but we were like a couple rows back and like in the middle. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting, but then again, they just performed their sound check, so it was gonna take time for them to settle down and then make their way to that side of the stadium. And something else to keep in mind, which made this really interesting, was we were with students who were in school for the music industry. It wasn't like we were with a bunch of K-pop stans or BTS stans, ARMY. So it was just like, it was very different. So we're sitting, and then finally, like, you know, people were starting to like, whatever, get ready, because you could tell like they were about to come out. And so we're like, oh my god, me and my roommate were just like, oh my god, like we're here, like this is happening, what the heck? So we're like, oh my god, this is happening. And so basically they came out, and it was quiet, which was so weird. Again, back to like, we weren't sitting with a bunch of K-pop stans who would like scream when they come out, and like, so it was so quiet, and it was so strange. It was like, for a moment it just felt so real, because it was like, that moment it was just kind of like, oh, they are human beings, you know, they're human too. It's like, it was so bizarre. Yeah, so they came out, they sat down, they were so close, and oh my god, they looked so good in person. They looked so freaking good, and so, they looked really tired too, but through all that, they still looked really good. In my head, I was just like, holy, they're literally right there. That's literally what kept going through my head. Hello? As soon as they hit the stage, all the security came out with them, and it was just like, it was crazy. There's so much security all around. All around. You had all these Big Hit Entertainment people around, and then their video team was there. And by the way, I need that footage now. Someone's hiding that footage from the event. I need to see it now because I was there. So basically we were able to submit questions for the Q&A beforehand. I was stupid and didn't, but they wanted to have them prepared for the event, so we weren't wasting a lot of time, and probably so the label could, you know, sort of go through and make sure what was being asked was okay. During the Q&A, it was mostly Suga and then RM talking most of the time, and obviously because RM speaks English, and then Suga has had a lot to do with the production and what the music that they're putting out, so he had a lot of input on that. The rest of them were pretty quiet and really just sitting there, like they looked really tired, and you know, I'm sure the last thing they wanted to do was be there, and I totally get it. But yeah, I totally remember individually of like, they all looked so much better in person without the whitewashing, and They just had a very nice glow to their skin. I will say Suga does probably have the fairest complexion out of all of them. And then some other things that stuck out to me, I remember Jin's face is a lot smaller and his head is a lot smaller than I expected it to be. I don't know why I expected it to be bigger. Maybe just because he's like one of the taller members in the group. And also J-Hope, I've never like really been super interested in J-Hope like that. Like he's never been a bias or anything like that for me. But I just remember he looked like 10,000 times more handsome in person and I was shook. It's different when you're in person because you can feel their energy, and he had really good energy. So I was like, okay, I see you. And Jimin, literally, this man, he looked just, the only way I could describe it and the only thing that I was thinking in my head was how he just looked so pretty. Like he looked pretty, like everything about him like just glowed and sparkled. I was like, oh, okay. Also, he's just like got he's very small. Like he's got a small body frame. I was just like, I feel like my body frame is probably like the same size as his, if not bigger. So I was just like, wow. And then, so after all the questions were done and all of that, they were like, the moderators were like, okay, we're gonna take a group picture now. And I was like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. So we all went up. It was so chill. We all, you know, casually walked up. Again, there really weren't that many of us. Got in our places, you know, to make sure everyone could be seen and blah, blah, blah. And they took the pictures and I was just, oh my God, I was so shook. I was like, oh my God, I need to get these pictures, but I'll insert that somewhere around here because, oh my God, I was just like so shook that happened. And we were done taking the pictures. Immediately, like the guys like fled the stage to go in the back, but for like a split second, V was like the last one to walk off stage. And okay, there was one other girl who was there who I think was an ARMY, and she was like, you know, she wanted to get her chance to like interact with one of them at least. And so the boys walked off stage. V stuck around for a hot second and was like shaking her hand, shaking a couple people's hands. That one girl, my roommate, and then me, I was just like, oh my God, like he was about to walk off and I was like, and so yeah, it was just like a quick like, oh, thank you, like thank you, whatever. It wasn't like, because obviously they don't speak English, but oh my God, his hands were so soft. They weren't as big as I thought. Like he's got very slender hands. After that, I was just like, me and my roommate were like, what? Hello? We were so shook. I took videos of our reactions afterwards, which I'll try and throw down there somewhere.
I'm gonna get off at probably like,
oh bro, I'm shaking. We both just shook hands with V and I'm gonna throw up.
I'm really just not okay.
I wish we could have taken videos and pictures, but we would have gotten the boots.
I'm gonna have to get that picture immediately.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like crazy because first of all, V is my bias, so that like just fulfills my dreams as far as any kind of interaction I could get ever. I was so lucky for that to happen and I'm so shook. Oh my God. And just like hearing his voice in person, like he has such a deep voice and it's just got like a nice resonance to it too. It was so surreal just having that experience in person. Like, so that is the story time of the time I low-key kind of met BTS, had a very close interaction with them ever. Oh my God, man, I'm just still shook. I don't even believe that happened. Like, I need to go back to relive that moment. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. If you are new to my channel, I do a lot of reaction videos, plus I'm starting to do other kinds of K-pop content, do some more ideas outside of that realm since it's a pretty saturated market. But go take a look at my channel, go look at my videos. I'm always open to any ideas to do any kinds of K-pop related videos, any kind of reactions, rating, games, whatnot. So if anyone's got any ideas, don't hesitate to drop those down below in the description. I do have links for anyone who's looking to get any of the gear I've got in my description as well, all through Amazon. This tapestry behind me, this gorgeous tapestry of the mountains, because I'd definitely say I'm more of a mountain girl than a beach girl. That is that. You can get that tapestry off Amazon. I have that link down there. I got the link for my camera, for my lights, for my desk, which is like a nice white marble desk. If you're looking to get that, just go click the link. So in the meantime, guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. So take care, guys.